Good morning, Seek Academy. Happy Monday. I am Miss Chavez, as hopefully you guys remember. I know it's been a long time, but hopefully you remember Miss Chavez. I am here to read a book for you, but first, I want to introduce someone to you. I know a lot of you guys have seen her picture. This is Lola. Say hi, Lola. Hello, Seek Academy. How are you? All right, she's over it. She's going to go play with her toys. But I just wanted to say hi first, and I miss you. I hope that you guys are being safe and you guys are doing your work. Yeah, doing your work and not driving your adults crazy. I know you're not. You're awesome. You're going to do great. But I'm here again to read a book to you. And hold on. What do you think I have in my cup? If you watched Thursday's video, you already know the answer. Actually, if you know Miss Chavez already, you know the answer. What is it? It's coffee. All right, out of my llama cup. And my llama plant here too. And Lola kind of looks like a llama, so as you could tell, I love llamas. But we're not here to talk about llamas. We're not here to talk about Lola. We are here to listen to a book. So let's get to it. So while I'm reading this book, I want you to think two things. One, what could this plastic bag do with the book? One plastic bag, and what I could have inside. And I also want you to think about the character in this book. And it is going to be Issatou. I want you to think about the things that she had to think about, the things that she had to persevere through, and what you've maybe done in the past to persevere through that as well. But let's get into the book. One plastic bag. Issatou Cisse and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. This book is written by Miranda Paul. Let me get to the page. This book is written by Miranda Paul and illustrations by Elizabeth Zunon. Zhao Gambia. Issatou walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket. Her neck strings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell. Oh no! The basket tips! One fruit tumbles, then two, then 10. The basket breaks, and Issatou kicks the dirt. She seems frustrated. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag, flapping in the wind, and settles under a tamarind tree. Issatou slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers the fruit in the bag. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back in with the dirt. That's a good idea. Oh, that's awesome. 4 goats greet Issatou as Grandmother Mumbai emerges from her kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain smokes your beautiful mumba. Issatou scurries in, and Grandmother serves spicy fish and rice. Ooh, that sounds really good right now. It's almost lunchtime. Rain drops on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Issatou confesses, but I found this. Plastic, Grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. Day after day, Issatou watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanjo from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays fill with minties wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. 1 paper escapes, then 2, then 10. Oh no. Issatou shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it in the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. Oh, take a look at that. Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. One plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner bath, and the thought floats away. Ooh. What does that look like to you guys? Yeah, like litter. Years pass, and Issatou grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her until the ugliness finds its way to her. Issatou hears a goat crying and hurries towards grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Hey, where are the other goats? Because remember at the beginning of the story, how many goats greeted Issatou with grandmother? 4. Yeah, you're right, 4. Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides and the animals cannot survive. Now, 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Grandmother Mumbai's powerful shoulders sag. Can you guys do it too? What emotion is she feeling right now? Yeah, you're right, she's sad. Issatou must be strong and do something. But what? Remember the question I asked you guys to think about at the beginning? What is it that Issatou has to do to show? What value do you think she needs to show? Yep. What can she do now? Let's find out. Issatou's feet lead her to the old, ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic strings her nose. Her feet back away. I would back away too. Can you guys picture it? Visualize, like I taught you guys in class. Visualize what it must smell like. Oh, okay, let's stop. You're right. Let's move on. Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now. Holding her breath, she plucks 1 plastic bag from the pile. Then 2, then 10, then 100. Ooh. Let's turn the page. You're right. Wow. What can we do? Issatou asks her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatine, pulling out Omo soap. Miriam grabs a bucket and Incha fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins and they clip the wash bags on the line. As the bags dry, Issatou watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Wow, yes! Her sister shows Issatou the stitches and then hands her a metal tool. Issatou's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. In, out, and around. Jerajef, thank you. Issatou finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatime asks. Issatou pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. One friend agrees to help, then two, then five. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Wow. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. Do you guys know anyone that crochets at home? My great-grandmother used to crochet too. Yeah, that's really cool. They're doing the same thing. I wonder what they're gonna make. Whoops. I wonder what they're gonna make. I know. Silly Miss Chavez. Oh. Look at all of her friends. Naka ligbibe, says grandmother. How's the work? Nantaka, answers Issatou. Slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we are doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight away from those who mock them. What does mock mean? They're doing it away from, yeah, it means that they're being teased. They're being made fun of. That's terrible. Until a morning comes when they will no longer work in secret. Are you guys ready to see what they made? Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Fingers sore and blistered, Issatou hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then two, then 10, then one woman lays the lassi coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then two, then 10. Soon, everyone wants one. Look at how beautiful this is. I feel like that would match my outfit right now, right? Issatou fills her own purse with the lassi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she has made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish or garbage, she smiles because it's smaller now. She tells herself one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. And one day, it was. Look at that. That's the end, guys. And a really cool part of this book is that it is based on a true story on Issatou, Sese, and the women of the Gambia. This is Issatou crocheting one of the bags in the 1990s, which was over 20 years ago now. I'm going to actually read the front part of you for you. Plastic bags are cheap and easy to use, but what happens when a bag breaks and is no longer needed? In Joao, Gambia, the people simply dropped the bags and went on their way. One plastic bag became 2, then 10, then 100. The bags accumulated in ugly heaps alongside roads. Water pooled in them, bringing mosquitoes and disease, which we've talked about in class. Some bags were burned, leaving behind a terrible smell. That's what she was talking about in the book. Some were buried and they strangled gardens. That means it got tangled up in the roots of the plants where they grew their food. They killed livestock, like the goat, that tried to eat them. Something had to change. Issatou Sise was that change. She found a way to recycle the bags and transform her community. This inspirational true story shows how one person's actions can really make a difference in the world. Wow. From one plastic bag, she was able to not only make enough money to buy her grandmother a new goat, but also she beautified her community. That deserves a round of applause, right, guys? So, what do you think is the value that Issatou had to show in order to change her community? She had to show never give up. But there was that one point of the story where she kind of gave up, right, guys? And what do you think changed that? Could it be that she saw her grandmother's goats getting sick? Yeah, that probably was the turning point in the story. Wow, that was a really, really, really good book. Oh, the plastic bag. Now, in the United States, we're starting to reduce the amount of plastic bags that we are using because of the amount of pollution that is going on in our world. But one of the ways that we can recycle or help change our environment is to reuse things or repurpose them and use them for something different. And Issatou and her friends did what with the plastic bag? They turned it into thread, and then they in, out, and around. They crocheted it into beautiful plastic bags. Now, I told you this was a true story, right? I have my own little bag made out of plastic, and I actually bought this when I went to Peru, because in Peru they also found out what was being done in other countries like the Gambia, and they duplicated that, which means that they copied that idea and started doing it on their own as well, and it has a zipper and everything. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to tune in and read this book with me today. I am so glad. The plastic bag. Now, in the United States, we're starting to reduce the amount of plastic bags that we are using because of the amount of pollution that is going on in our world. But one of the ways that we can recycle or help change our environment is to reuse things or repurpose them and use them for something different. And Issatou and her friends did what with the plastic bag? They turned it into thread, and then they in, out, and around. They crocheted it into beautiful plastic bags. Now, I told you this was a true story, right? I have my own little bag made out of plastic, and I actually bought this when I went to Peru, because in Peru they also found out what was being done in other countries like the Gambia, and they duplicated that, which means that they copied that idea and started doing it on their own as well, and it has a zipper and everything. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to tune in and read this book with me today. I'm so glad that you guys tuned in today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Make sure that you guys are doing the right thing. Make sure that you're doing your work. And I'll talk to you guys and I'll see you soon. Bye.